Welcome to From Spreadsheets to Modern FP&A, Smarter Job Cost Planning, Forecasting, and Reporting. A best practices presentation brought to you by the Controllers Council. My name is Neil Brown, Executive Director of the Controllers Council, and before I introduce our expert panelists and our partner sponsor, let me share some brief housekeeping items. This webinar is CPE eligible with 4 polling questions, so please answer each poll. If not CPE, please answer to benchmark your peers. Also regarding CPE, we'll have a quick survey at the end of the presentation, so please complete the survey for CPE. Next, we'll have Q&A at the end of the presentation, so use your GoToWebinar control panel to ask our experts questions. And finally, you'll receive a link to this webcast via email in the next 24 hours, so no need for notes or screenshots. So I'd like to say a word about our sponsors, plural, 2 sponsors today. Citrin Cooperman is one of the nation's largest professional service firms, 19th largest CPA accounting firm in the US, and ranked 28th largest technology consulting firm in the US by Accounting Today. Citrin Cooperman Digital Services includes Microsoft, NetSuite, Salesforce, Profix, cybersecurity, and more. Citrin Cooperman is headquartered in New York City with offices nationally. Learn more at www.citrincooperman.com. Profix is a leading financial performance platform that improves the speed and accuracy of decision-making, that allows global finance teams to crush complexity, reduce uncertainty, and illuminate data with access to best-in-class automated insights and planning, budgeting, forecasting, reporting, and consolidation functionalities. Profix is a private company backed by HG Capital, a leading investor in software and service businesses, with more than 3,000 active customers across the globe that rely on Profix to achieve organizational success. Additional information at www.profix.com. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our subject matter experts and speakers, Michael Ciprietti and Chris Porter. Michael is a seasoned financial planning and analysis consultant with over 15 years of experience in corporate performance management and FP&A technology. He currently serves as Managing Director of Unify Performance, a premier Profix implementation partner specializing in modernizing financial processes for mid-market organizations. Chris Porter is the Senior Director of Product and Solutions Marketing at Profix, where he leads a high-impact team focused on bringing Profix financial performance platform and its applications to market. A 13-year Profix veteran, Chris works closely with customers, partners, and the Profix team to help finance and accounting customers take advantage of the latest technology, enabling them to work smarter, operate more efficiently, and become drivers of business value. So with that, I will turn it over to Michael.
Thanks, Neil. Do we have a slide for the presentation, for the agenda?
Yes, we are. Chris, okay, yes, we do. Oh, it looks like Chris might have dropped off.
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
I think I just lost presenter rights.
Okay. Yeah, you're not change presenter. Okay, well,
here we go.
You got it.
Beauty of live webinars. There we go, Mike.
Got it. Thanks.
There we go. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Neil. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, just today's agenda quickly. We'll be covering some of the reasons why many of you have joined us today. Then we're going to be discussing some of the factors that are impacting the construction and other project and job-related centric industries. And then the reason why we're here, and then we're going to lead into the Profix One platform demonstration. And then, as Neil mentioned, at the end of the webinar, we'll have a Q&A session where you can chat or use the chat to provide some questions for us.
All right. Well, before we dig into that, we're going to do our first poll. So let me launch that. And the question is, how would you best describe your company's current approach to budgeting and forecasting? Select one of the following. So there will be 4 polls, so don't worry if you don't get the first one. First of 4 polls, please take a few seconds to answer for CPE or to benchmark your peers. All answers are confidential and anonymous. And these polls also help our panelists understand the audience. So please take a few seconds. Voting is going fast. Just a few more seconds, please. All right, and there is going to be 4 polls, so if you don't get one, that's fine too. So I'm going to close the poll, share the results. And number 1, a mix of manual and automated processes at 53%, followed by fully manual at 28%. Only 4% fully automated and 15% not sure. So panelists, any surprises here?
No, well, maybe the 4% fully automated is a little bit higher, but I think with some of the statistics and some of the surveys that we see, it's relatively no surprises. Yeah.
All right, let's close out of that and get back to the presentation.
Thanks, Neil. Yeah, I'd like to just make some assumptions here on some of the reasons why many of you are joining us today. So you're either a controller, finance executive, CFO, analyst, you're sitting in the finance department or the FP&A function of your organization. In the last few years, you've probably felt an increasing demand on your team from the rest of the organization to become more than just data organizers and reporters. Many of the parts of the business are now starting to lean heavily on the FP&A function to become a true business partner to provide timely insights and action items for those other units. And today, looks like based off of some of the feedback here on that last poll, you are trying to deliver that with the current tools and processes you have, and it might be working for you if it's the fully automated group with the 4%. It might be tight for that mixed bag and manageable for now, but as those demands keep increasing, and they will, it will become even more difficult to scale and keep up with manual processes and tools that you might have in place. These things can include things like, if they're fumbling through massive spreadsheets, you're working with disconnected source systems, the systems don't talk to one another, there's several sources of truth, managing it with outdated processes. These are the areas that could be slowing your progression toward becoming that true business partner to the rest of the organization. You're not alone. According to a CFMA stat, there are 70% of construction companies that maintain manual processes for FP&A. And that is in construction, that's in other project-centric industries. And this is a testament to another stat that indicates construction is a laggard in industry and technology adoption across all industries. But at the same time, you probably do sense that your organization has more potential. You can provide more timely insight. You can be a little bit more agile. It's there. You just need the right tools and processes to unlock it. And this could be a part of a broader digital transformation across your business. And you wouldn't be alone in that either, because there is another stat according to construction technology trends that indicates 81% of general contractors are looking to invest more in technology to automate these processes. It is these investments that will enable your team and organization to stay competitive, to effectively manage the many factors that may hinder your performance today. And on the next slide, we will talk a little bit what some of these factors are. And I do like to group them into 2 pieces: external factors and internal factors. So external factors include things like inflation, material costs, policy changes, supply chain disruptions. These shift constantly, especially today, and they impact our ability to accurately job cost, project pricing points that will provide healthy margins, and analyze our performance against our projections. On the right side, we have internal factors. This is where we do have a little bit more control. We can improve how our departments and business units collaborate both cohesively and interdependently by implementing smarter workflow tools, We can bring in automation to reduce manual work and errors, at the same time increase worker productivity. We can increase data visibility by shifting FP&A from like an information gatekeeper function to more of a facilitator of the ease of access to insights for the different units within the organization. We can put in the right tools in place to be better prepared for uncertainty and those what if scenarios instead of being blindsided by them. So while on the left side, the external factors are areas where we cannot control the price increases of concrete, but we can plan for the various scenarios, and we can change how quickly and confidently we respond to them. And on the next slide, we have an illustration of how the different factors and the dynamics between them and what it means for FP&A. At the top, we do see that industry and external factors. These are two forces that are constantly working in tandem and applying pressure from the outside. So they shape the environment that we operate in. External factors like policy changes and geopolitics are going to influence your industry factors like labor markets and supply chain shortages. And these really test your ability as an organization to respond and compete in the marketplace. However, the strength of your internal factors, like your departmental cohesion, systems that you have in place, your decision-making confidence, that will determine how well you respond to what's happening above in the external factors section. And this is where your organization has the most control. So the top half really represents the pressures that we operate within, and the bottom half is really all about your ability to adapt, respond, and compete. At the center of it all is FP&A, and FP&A is really what connects all these layers. It's you guys that pull in all the signals from the external and industry shifts, you filter them through your internal capabilities, and then you turn them into insight the business can actually act on. And that brings us to why we are here. It really comes down to three powerful outcomes that modern FP&A solutions enable. The first being precision. Today's volatile business environment, guesswork just doesn't cut it. You need to control your financial outcomes with accuracy and confidence. That means clean data, whether it's from all your source systems, information hygiene that is well understood by the whole business. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's working with the same data. The second is the adaptability. Again, with this constant theme of change is constant, whether it's internal or external changes, modern FP&A platforms help you integrate the data with people and processes so you can quickly adapt and change with minimal functional disruption. And then lastly, it's really all about performance. So not just in the numbers, but in the people behind them. So when teams have access to the timely insights and simplified workflows, they are empowered to make smarter, faster decisions, driving desired results. You'll see a couple examples of benchmarks that we can implement, like reducing DSO, increasing margins. It is these things that when the whole team is on the same page, you can now start driving these results.